there was like, I literally don't know what to say right now, but how did that happen? Like that was a miracle for me because I didn't have anywhere to stay. Hey friends, it's V. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reading lesson number 8 from the Magic Path of Intuition. Let's get right into the book. Do not let your heart's desire become a heart's disease. Every test is a process of purification. Many people do not receive their heart's desire because they desire it too intensely. It's like when you're wanting something too much and you're putting out that needy energy that's like, I need it, I want it so bad. And you're just clinging to something that is gonna just push it away. They're longing for it instead of feeling that they already have it. The key is to feel like you have it. If you believe that before you called, you were answered. Then you'd be quite free from worry and anxiety and live joyfully in the moment. When you can be happy with or without your heart's desire, it will suddenly appear. Be happy and something will happen. Feel rich and riches will manifest on the external. Be grateful and you'll have more things to be grateful for. All suffering is a spiritual alarm clock. You have been asleep about something. Perhaps you've been unjust, unforgiving, ungrateful, critical, or intolerant. Perhaps you were afraid to follow your intuition. Suddenly, the karmic factories begin working, for the way of the transgressor is hard. For example, you've condemned someone and now someone condemns you. You are unjust. Someone is now unjust to you. Instead of blaming people or circumstances for your unhappiness, you look back to see why you attracted the situation. Someone you disliked harmed you, but you gave that person power to harm you because you withheld love and goodwill. Side note, just because I'm reading Florence's book does not necessarily mean I agree with everything she says. I don't believe all of our thoughts create negative situations, because I used to be a super negative, upset person and sad and worried and anxious all the time. And I actually never had anything bad happen to me. I felt like I was always blessed and always taken care of, even though I was going through hard things. So just because an author is saying, just because we're having a bad day or just because we think a person acts a certain way, it's gonna manifest and bad things are gonna happen, I do not believe that. I choose to believe that only good things come to me. Or if I see things in a negative light, it's just a learning lesson, nothing to harm me. That's that. Okay, let's get back to her book. Your own poisoned arrows have returned to you. Now call on the law of forgiveness and affirm the statement. I call on the law of forgiveness. I am free from mistakes. I am under grace and not under karmic law. Forgive the person or persons who have harmed you, sending love and goodwill, saying, I forgive them. Then like a kaleidoscope, the whole situation changes, for love is the fulfilling of the law. Your seeming enemies are transmuted into friends and consciously or unconsciously serve the divine plan of your life. This I agree with. Send the person love, because you don't know what that person is going through. Just because they are mean to you does not mean that you created that. Yes, you can change that by changing your mindset of what you perceive that person to act like. However, I don't find it necessary to try and change your perspective on every single person coming into your life. If you find that there's like toxic people in your life, I just think you should move on and learn from the situation and send them love. Yeah, I have other videos talking about changing your relationships or manifesting a certain person into your life, or, you know, changing the person's actions towards you. This, I believe, is great when you're in a relationship. But if you have like a bunch of people in your life that are toxic and holding you down, send them love and go within and forgive them. That's like the ultimate success there, is forgiving people. Let go of the negative energy that you're holding on with that person. I believe that people come into our lives for a reason, to reflect back to us what we need to learn. For example, if someone is being toxic with you or, you know, really negative and hurtful with you, why do you think you attracted that situation? Sit down with yourself and go within and ask yourself, well, number one, am I putting myself first? Am I choosing self-love? Do I believe that I'm worthy of uplifting friends and relationships? Do I believe that I deserve to have a better salary or a better income? I think it's good to look at the things that trigger you. The things that are triggering you in the outside world are a reflection of your inner beliefs. So if you're seeing people are treating you like shit, why do you think that is? Do you have an inner fear that you aren't worthy to be treated of respect, or to be treated like a king or a queen, or, you know, things like that? Your external reality is reflecting your inner belief. One learns tolerance through suffering. If your unhappy experiences make you bitter and resentful, you will attract more of that. Yeah, I believe that. It's like if you don't learn from situations and grow from them and send them love and thank them for helping you to learn, and you're just resentful, let's just use a relationship. Like maybe you have like the toxic girlfriend or toxic boyfriend that you keep getting, and you're like, I don't know why people always cheat on me, and it's just like this toxic thing that keeps happening over and over. Every single person that you've been with, you resent them and you hate them and you block them out of your life and you go on to the next relationship, and you're not doing the healing work or like understanding why these situations are happening to you, and you just like ignore all of those things that you need to deal with and just go on to the next person, and then the same thing keeps happening to you. That is why you keep attracting it, is because there's an issue within yourself, whether it's that you believe that you're not worthy enough, or the very first time you had a relationship they cheated on you and you just feel like it's always going to happen again, and you keep saying that, you keep repeating that to yourself, like, I don't know, like every single relationship I have, like I've always been cheated on, and I don't know if I'm ever going to find the one. It's because you're programming yourself to believe that, so you're just constantly attracting that, and you're not doing the work to release that negative energy, to release that hurt and that pain, and to grow and move on from it. So it's just like that toxic cycle. Once you go inside, figure out why it is that you're attracting that situation. Like, what is going on here? What are you feeling about that situation? Like, do you always feel negative about relationships or money, and it just makes you sick to your stomach when you see a happy couple or someone who's a millionaire? You just get jealous or envious right away. These triggers are a sign to you that you have some healing to do. If you're triggered about anything, you need to go within and ask yourself, why are you being triggered? And write out all the reasons that you were triggered. It could just be childhood programming. You've always been brought up around these things. So maybe something didn't even happen to you, but growing up, you just kept hearing about it. And then it kind of just programmed your mind to think like that is all that you will deserve. Learn from it, heal from it, grow from it, and bring in new happy experiences to replace that. To receive the desire of the heart, all karma must be wiped out, as well as anxiety, impatience, and fear. Like I said, I don't really believe in karma like that. I believe it's more like you need to do your inner work because you're attracting it, not because someone did something bad, so bad is going to come to them. I do not believe in that. Let me make that clear. I do not. I believe that we need to heal from things, and we might keep attracting it because our inner emotions reflect on the outside. I don't believe in karma and that crap. There's no law in this universe that is saying if you're a bad person, you deserve bad things. Hell no, I do not believe that. I believe this universe is made with love and learning lessons to help us grow and uplift each other. And us as creators, as human beings, we do this to ourselves. We attract these negative circumstances because we're not learning to let go, to forgive, to send ourselves love, to send that other person love, not because we deserve negative things. I do not believe that bullshit at all. Patience means non-resistance. Practice non-resistance on the law and it will bring your desire to pass. I heard a man say, the good Lord takes his time. He's the one man you can't hurry. It came to me as a direct message, for I had become impatient and was trying to force a demonstration. I suddenly realized that the more patient I was, the quicker the universe could work. Soon the demonstration came in, over a calm sea. People so often keep back a demonstration of their good by outlining the channels. Happy is the man who believes that infinite intelligence knows the way of fulfillment. Basically knowing that once you ask, you will receive, and just letting it go. Because when you're needy or wanting, it's like pushing out this energy of lack. I don't have it. Like when you're needy, people don't like that. Act as if you have it because it's already yours, and you just go on with your day. Key phrase, go on with your day and stop thinking about it. It's gonna come, it's just gonna show up. This chapter I don't really agree with. I do like her affirmations. I just don't agree with the whole karma thing, and if you think too many bad things about a person, then that is what's gonna be. I don't believe that. If you have an inner problem about like money or relationships, then yeah, the universe is gonna keep showing you that. But I don't believe like, well, you have one negative thought. We're humans. We have like, I think it's like 40,000 thoughts in a day. Obviously, not all of them are manifesting, thank God. It's the ones that we persist in or have the least resistance to, or the ones that our subconscious mind just believes to be true. But I'm actually not going to finish it because it's talking a lot about the law of karma, and I actually don't agree with what she's saying. Which is interesting because I haven't come across something I haven't agreed with her yet. I really like what she talks about and how she uses affirmations from the Bible. If you guys want me to continue reading it, I could do so, but that chapter I just don't agree with. And that's something I want to mention. If you don't agree with something, you don't have to. That's okay. That's the whole point of having our own point of view. Just because someone is reading something does not mean you have to agree with them. Doesn't mean it's true. We all have our own belief systems. We all have our own worlds that we see. We all have our own like little binoculars. Oh, I see it this way. You see it that way. That is totally okay. She's a brilliant person, and she sees things differently than, well, she did see things differently than I do. Oh my goodness. I need to get it together. I don't agree with it, so I'm not going to talk about it on my channel. I only talk about things that I know personally. And personally, I know that when I have asked for something and I don't get it and I keep asking, I don't receive it. And as soon as I let go, I receive it. But when it's something I keep asking for example, my phone. I manifested a new phone, by the way. I set an intention that when I came back to Canada to visit my family, I was going to get a new phone. I didn't have the money for a brand new phone at the time. I had no idea how I was going to get it, but I just kept saying, oh yeah, when I go back to Canada, I'm going to get the new phone so I can just do my vlogs on here. As soon as I come back to Canada, I'm like, okay, well, why didn't I get my new phone yet? How am I going to get it? How am I going to get it? When am I going to get it? I haven't gotten it yet. And then I kind of just spiraled for a few weeks. I sat down with myself and I was like, okay, I know how manifestation works. I have used it in many areas of my life. I know how to do it, and I know what I'm doing wrong here. I'm not letting go. I'm trying to force it. And I was like, you know what? I would be fine if I don't even get it. It would be nice to get my phone, but it doesn't really matter. So I kind of like threw it out into the universe. Like, I want it, but you know what? I don't have any resistance to it. And a couple days later, I ended up getting my upgrade. It's because when you put too much wanting energy, because you're coming from a lack of, I don't have it, you're not going to get it. But when you trust and have faith and release the resistance, there's so many ways to release the resistance. That's kind of my F it method. I don't even care if I'm going to get it or not. But obviously my subconscious mind or God knows that I want it, but I just release the resistance by saying, fuck it, I don't care anymore. And that method always works for me. You can do your affirmations, or you can do the visualization, or act as if you already have it. I didn't act as if I already had it. I just said, I don't even care anymore. And then literally a few days later, I got it. If you don't really believe in the whole manifestation thing, or that God is going to give it to you, and you're just trying to get something, because sometimes it is hard to believe that God will bring us something, or that we actually have the power to manifest. Try just saying, you know what, I don't even care anymore, and just completely forgetting about it. That's what works for me. My dog is making weird noises again. I actually did that with a house situation in Mexico too. I actually vlogged it. I never put it up on my channel. I was doing a house tour and I was hoping I would be able to extend my rent. She said no, and then I couldn't find a place to live, and then I started stressing out. So I just recorded myself saying, fuck my life, fuck my life. I don't know where I'm gonna live. I literally could not find Airbnb or anything. Nothing was available for me in this place. Didn't know anyone. I had to be out at 10 in the morning. It was like 8 p.m. and like she just told me a little bit before that I wasn't able to extend. And I was like praying and asking. I was like, God, the universe, someone help me. And I was like crying and praying, and nothing came to mind. Nothing was working out. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just sleep on the fucking beach. I don't give a fuck. And this is the part of the video. I just never posted it because it was a little embarrassing, because I was like, fuck it. And I just put on music and I was like, I don't have a place to sleep. And then my friend called me and was like, I'm going to the beach, wanna go? When I say I didn't have friends, this was like a guy I was seeing, and I wasn't gonna ask to move in with him because I had just met him and I didn't really know him that well. But yeah, he called me to the beach, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to the beach. I haven't even packed. I literally have to be out probably in 10 hours because it was like late at this point and I had to be out. No, I had to be out at 8 in the morning. I think I said 10 earlier. It was like 8. It was super early. Nothing's packed. And I just gave up. I just gave hope. I gave up hope on everything. And I went to the beach with him and I had such a good time. And the water was a little cold, but I just decided to dunk my entire head and I just dove underwater and I just kind of forgot what life was for a bit. actually enjoyed the moment. It was so incredible, actually. Now that I'm remembering back, you know, I might actually post that video just for shits and gigs. But yeah, I had a great time, and I got home. Y'all would not believe this. I'm still in shock that this happened. My landlord texted me literally, I think it was 11 p.m. and I had to be out at 8 in the morning. So if you want, you can actually extend another month. There was like, I literally don't know what to say right now, but how the fuck did that happen? Like, that was a miracle for me because I didn't have anywhere to stay. I was gonna have to move a different town, but I was looking, because I was in a really isolated town, but I was looking for rents in other towns and I couldn't find anything. And where I was, the Airbnbs were super expensive, and at the time I could not afford to pay for an entire rent month and do like a week in Airbnb. For a rental, you need to pay like a month's security deposit too. So I just like couldn't do, I needed like a rental to move into or extend. And I didn't have that. Literally, I just gave up on everything and a miracle happened. I still can't believe that happened. I was so freaking blessed. I need to say that every time something has gone super sideways, in Mexico, by the way, I relocated myself to Mexico by myself every time because I just had like an attitude of like, whatever. I've had so many incredible, miraculous things happen to me in Mexico. Like, I manifested temporary visa before getting kicked out of the country. I don't know. That was literally God's work. I don't know how I ended up with a temporary residency when I literally had no money at the time. I ran out of money and I just ended up with a freaking residency. I prayed for it and then I just said, and I wasn't seeing anything and I cried and I just was like, yeah, fuck it. I guess I'm illegal. I think I actually have a video on it. Later that day, everything just ended up working out. And I literally just cried and thanked God, the universe. I don't know how it happened. When you give up, you just say, fuck it, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the hell happens, but it's like you release all the resistance and you allow God or the universe or whatever it is to do the work for you. And they just come in and miracles happen. And that's why I'm so into this stuff, because I have seen miracles happen. And, you know, we can try and prove it with science, which I really like seeing science prove things because it just makes me feel better. I have like an engineering background, so it just makes everything fit together and I like it. But there's things where science can't prove. Like, how does that happen? How does it happen? My landlord changed their mind like last minute after she literally had it rented out for a vacation rental, and I just ended up with a residency for another country when I didn't even have money. I know people close to me who had bad accidents. They prayed to God in an accident and they miraculously ended up saved, like in their accident. Like, they died and came back. Like, how does science even prove this shit, y'all? Like, it's just incredible. And when you just remember that we're little like human beings here on a floating rock, and you look out at nature and you look at the pyramids and like all of these things that don't make sense of how it was even possible that they came to be, how many things we have to be grateful for and how small and little our problems actually are. I'm gonna cut off my talk there because I was going off on a rant, and this was supposed to be a video on the magic path of intuition, which it was a little bit of it. But there's a lot of things that are miraculous that we don't have answers to, and that's okay. We don't need the answers to. We just need to know that we're always being looked after no matter what. And that at the end of the day, this is your world and everyone perceives things differently. And know that you do have the power to recreate who you want to be. You can be anyone that you want to be. Anyways, that is enough of that rant. I already recorded lesson number 9, and I will be recording lesson number 10, and after that, I'm not going to be doing any more books. I started Patreon, and I have a book club tier. I'll be doing weekly chapters over on my Patreon of just chapters that I really appreciate from like authors like Neville Goddard, Bob Proctor, Joseph Murphy. You can even suggest what kind of books you would want me to read or go over if you want. Also, we have a group community over there. I'm just getting it set up now, but if you like, go check it out. I'll put the link below. But yeah, I'm not gonna be doing any more books on my channel. we're gonna be doing some other things. Let me know if you enjoyed the first little part of that chapter, if you agree with the law of karma, or if you agree with me. What are your belief systems? Let's just make this an open belief system community, because everyone has different beliefs. And that's what I enjoy. That's also what I enjoy about traveling, is learning like what everyone's belief systems are and learning different cultures, because let's get out of our own way. There's like so many things out there that we don't know, and why not expand our minds a little bit and see how other people see the world? I don't know. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, peace and love.